Hey, Bike friends, thanks for tuning back in. As we head into the beginning of 2025, there is a tendency for some to make New Year's resolutions. And that's all sounds pretty silly because who's ever actually stuck with a resolution? I don't think I ever have. I mean, why pick one thing, right? So our thought was, instead of just choosing to do one thing, why not think about a bunch of goals for this coming year where you can use your bike for more transport, not sport, cycling trips in your life. So here are 10 things you can think about as you head into 2025 where you can add a little bit more exploration to your bike life, inspire others, and make a positive difference in your own life. Let's dive in. So maybe this last year, the year before, you got yourself your first transport style bike and you've been enjoying riding that bike and you want to maybe ride it a little bit more. The classic thing that everybody thinks about is bike commuting. And bike commuting is a great idea if you can do it. A big mistake I see people make when they're thinking about bike commuting is like overcommitting to doing it. You know, if you're not bike commuting to your office or to your place of work, and you can, is start with 1 day a week if you can. You know, if you want to get that habit going, just starting and kind of learning how it works is a really great goal, because there's lots you have to figure out about whether you can even commute to work. So bike commuting to work, maybe even 1 day a week, would be an amazing thing to try. So another great goal would be to maybe learn a little bit of bike maintenance. So that doesn't mean you have to dive into the deep end and end up as a dirty bike mechanic working in the back of my shop. No. What it does mean is maybe learning a little bit more about what your specific bike needs. So start small. It even could mean just learning a little bit about your bike so that you can diagnose, or you can look at your bike and go, oh, this is wrong with my bike. It'll save you lots of time and lots of frustration and worry if you do have something happen to your bike when you're out there running errands or visiting friends or just trying to get to work. Bring a friend is a really great goal. Maybe you've got someone at your workplace who sees you riding and they're curious about what you're doing, or maybe they're asking questions. Offer to take them for a bike ride sometime. Go on a little adventure with friends and family and people that maybe don't ride, and try to spread that love that you have for riding your bike in the city. Another great goal would be to break out of your normal routine and go exploring. Imagine that where you live, because you're riding already, perhaps, that your area is fun to ride. But do you know everywhere in your city that you could ride a bike? Probably not. So why not make an effort to just go explore? Maybe you'll find a new donut shop or a pizza shop or a yarn store that you didn't really know about. But you might also find a great spot to watch birds and just to hang out. So challenge yourself to maybe go explore a little bit more in your community, even on routes that you've never ridden before. So specifically, if you live in Calgary, you can go to our website, or down below, actually, I'll put the link. And we have a bunch of city routes that you can ride. You can download them onto your telephone. Do they still call them telephones? Onto your phone, and you can follow the route. Another great goal for 2025 would be to go for a night ride. Night rides have a quality all their own. You know, it's pretty magical to be out there, and especially if you have access to some safe bike paths. You know, you may have some wildlife encounters, which you won't see during the day, and it's a really amazing way to get a different feel for your city, and it's super fun. So this goal might be a bit challenging, but I'm going to tell you, ultimately, in the long run, it's worthwhile. So this next goal would be to participate in a local city council meeting that you have a chance to participate at or speak at, and tell them what you want to see in your neighborhood when it comes to bicycle infrastructure. Advocating matters. And maybe now that you're riding a little bit more in the city, you're starting to see the things that you really need change to make your transport, not sport, bike life safer, maybe easier. So challenge yourself this year to go to a city council meeting when it pertains to something to do with cycling. So those can be full council meetings, or sometimes they can be committee meetings. You can, here in Calgary anyway, if you can't make it to City Hall, because it's usually impossible if you have a normal job, you can sometimes call in and get on the list of phone in, so you don't have to make the trip down there. Choosing to participate in the civic process is the best way to get in front of the people that are making the decisions. So tell them your personal story about why you want more bike lanes, bike infrastructure in your community, and why it matters to you and your family. That one might be a big ask, but it really is, in the long run, a really great thing to do. One goal that could be super fun and also maybe a bit intimidating for lots of people would be to join a group ride. So in your area, there might be some group rides. It might be hard to find those group rides, but in our case here in Calgary, we have a monthly critical mass ride, which is incredibly fun, and families show up and it's well attended, it's very safe, and it's a great way to meet other people in the bike community that are interested in transportation and kind of normal riding around in the city. So look for a group ride that you might find interesting and tag along and meet some friends, and you may learn a lot about the city and the community that you didn't really know about. So this one I've been advocating for years, this goal for you for this next year, and that would be to take the long way home or take the long way to work, if you can. You know, extend your rides. Instead of just going back and forth on the same routes all the time, explore a little bit. You know, divert over to the next community and see what parks are over there if you want to go maybe take your kids. Or go into another community to go see that Italian restaurant or Italian grocery you've been hearing about. Take the long way. It is an incredible way to add a little bit more joy to your day. And also, if it's been a particularly tough day, it's a really great way to decompress before you get home. So maybe you are just commuting to work, or maybe you are only riding recreationally, but you're kind of thinking about like what else you could do with your bike to maybe substitute a car trip. And maybe you're not doing this yet, but bike shopping or going grocery shopping by bike is something that's worth learning how to do. And personally, I love going grocery shopping by bike. I don't know why, but I think it kind of maybe scratches some caveman itch, you know, hunter-gatherer itch, and it just feels so satisfying to bring all that food home. But try doing a little bit more grocery shopping by bike. So try to get that habit going. You may find that, at least I did, I started looking for like where little specialty grocery shops were, and I was diverting to go see those cool places to pick up a few things. And it's actually made our cooking and kind of eating at home even more enjoyable. And I know it sounds weird that happened through bikes, but it's true. And lastly, this one's pretty fun in our city, and it might be pretty fun in your own city, is go multimodal. You know, go on one of those adventures we were talking about earlier, but maybe incorporate transit or incorporate the train or maybe even buses if that's what you have available to you. Go multimodal, you should. It's a pretty fun way to learn about your city and to extend your range if you're trying to, again, go pick up things by bike or go to a store that is really far away. So there you have it. That's our 10 transport, not sport goals for 2025. Let us know which ones you already do, which ones you don't do and are gonna do. And we hope that your biking in 2025 is better than ever. See you next time.